How's it going, everybody? Bryan Alvarez here on Wrestling Observer Live. We are here every day, Monday through Friday, noon Pacific, 3 Eastern, Sundays, 3 Pacific, 6 Eastern, Saturday mornings with Jim Valley, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 Eastern, Sundays with Andrew Zarian. And it is Friday here on this show. How dare you say I showed up for work? I've been here all the time. I guess I wasn't here the last 2 days, but I've been working nonetheless. I had Brian and Vinny shows, Observer radios. I couldn't even talk, and I was here. And I am back today live on January 3rd for Fun Friday. Yes, we're going to have fun today because we got a lot of stuff coming up this weekend. A lot of stuff coming up this year. A lot of stuff I got to announce. It's going to be a good time. But we'll talk about news, of course, as well. We have 2 Tokyo Dome shows coming up this weekend. One of them actually takes place tonight, and the other one takes place Saturday night, even though AEW plugged it as the 5th, which is Sunday. So hopefully everybody figures out. It's a very weird situation with AEW and Wrestle Dynasty, but we'll talk about that here today. Got the lineups for both shows, got the plan for coverage here on this website, and we'll also talk about SmackDown and Collision, the final Raw rating. We're never going to get a Raw rating again, most likely. We'll get weird numbers on Netflix and such, but as far as like ratings, cable ratings, it's done. Because there is no longer Monday night cable TV wrestling. We have got the plan for John Cena at WrestleMania at this point. AJ, Big Boom AJ, is coming back. We've got a new WWE show to replace Level Up, and plenty more. If you'd like to text us, you can start with that. We might take phone calls later. 425-780-7566. That is 425-780-7566. F4WOnline@gmail.com, as well as Threads, Instagram, and Cameo, F4WOnline, and at Bryan Alvarez X and Blue Sky. Back in a moment. Wrestling Observer Live.
Welcome to the special tour of Figure 4 Weekly Headquarters, as promised. Today I will be accompanied by my assistant Vincenzo, so let's get moving. Hey, don't worry about it. Today's a special day, I'll drive. Vince, today's gonna be a good day, so let's not F anything up, okay? Now, I'd like to tell everybody, I just want to give a short speech on the way to the compound here today, and that is that we are going through very tough economic times right now. Right, Vince? It's a time of stock market crashing, the yen is devalued, a time of woe and want. And many of you watching this right now, for all I know, are unemployed. But the good thing is, and I always like to look on the bright side, as Vince is well aware, the good news is that for every dark cloud, there is a silver lining. And the silver lining is that Figure 4 Weekly is doing great. It's a huge success right now. Subscriptions are up, quality is down, profit margins are skyrocketing, things are going very well. So the one thing is that I don't want to make it seem like money is everything, because money cannot buy happiness. But what it can buy is enormous houses. And that makes me happy. So, we will be going to see my enormous house, the Figure 4 Weekly Compound. And that's where we're heading right now.
Well, back here on the show, Bryan Alvarez here, Wrestling Observer Live. I can't believe Mike Johnson is the Speaker of the House. What will this mean for PW Insider? We got a lot taking place here in 2025, as you can all see. Are you there, Mike?
Here.
Oh,
yeah,
there
I'm
you
here.
are.
What the hell happened to your voice?
Have you not been paying any attention to anything, dude? I haven't had a voice for days.
I haven't talked to you for days. You haven't shown up here.
I
You
do
were
other
driving
shows,
home.
you know,
So?
very important ones.
Yeah, so do I. Like the Adam and Mike Big Audio Nightmare, which
Never
is up
heard
for
of it.
subscribers on the. Yeah, I know. That's how you promote it, but it is up for subscribers on the site right now. If you're paying $14.99, or if you have the Spotify subscription, it's up there as well too, where we do a full preview of the Tokyo Dome 2-hour show, because there was also the All Japan, Noah, and Stardom shows, which took place right before January 1st.
Yeah, well, I'll top you, brother.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Here's
Go
the
ahead.
plan. Are you ready
can
for
have
this,
it.
everybody? Are you ready for
Go
this?
ahead. I'm ready.
Vinny is coming over Saturday morning, afternoon maybe. We are going to watch the entire January 4th New Japan Tokyo Dome show. We are going to do a live show afterwards, recapping that show. And then we are going to watch the AEW New Japan Wrestle Dynasty show. And then we are going to do a live show after that. So yes, we're going to be watching a lot of wrestling tomorrow. We are going to be recapping a lot of wrestling tomorrow. And I will be at 100%, so maybe we'll go to a Brazilian steakhouse in the middle. Something needs to be done to power us through these 8 hours each show. How long is the show going to be? What do you think? 8 hours of wrestling? More? I don't know. That's not even counting Collision or SmackDown. There's a lot of wrestling. So, if you're not a subscriber, well, golly, what a great New Year's resolution that'll be. Because you're going to get 2 shows tomorrow. And then Dave and I will do a show on Sunday, get his thoughts on everything. And you can check out yesterday's Bryan and Vinny show. I almost got killed. I was almost killed doing that show by Ava. This character was created to troll me. Are you aware of that? Yes. To troll me. That's what this Ava character was created for. It's not right. It's not fair. And these are terrible people. Anyway. Also like to mention, next Wednesday, here on Sports Byline USA, it is the debut of After Dark Radio on Sports Byline. The show is going to air live at 2 Pacific, 5 Eastern. There will be overnight replays. I don't know how often, hopefully regularly, maybe every night for all I know. It'll be a 1-hour show. And when we have special guests, if you are a subscriber, the podcast will include 30 minutes or more of bonus interview that you won't hear on the air. We're going to keep going after the live show goes off the air. We're going to alternate guests with news and open line shows. But to the very first show, we have a very special guest. And it'll be a good guest if you're a fan of After Dark or wrestling. Because our own Carl Stern will join me on the debut of After Dark Radio. He was the man who, after the original After Dark went belly up, he continued for years afterwards doing After Dark Radio. And he did all sorts of great shows. And so we're going to talk about everything. And if you're listening along live, you'll be able to watch, text, etc., and let us know what you want us to talk about. And we'll have a fun time next Wednesday, 2 Pacific, 5 Eastern, on Sports Byline USA, Twitch, YouTube, etc. It'll be exactly like this show that you're listening to. You'll be able to listen to it everywhere.
For people who are unfamiliar, does Carl Stern have any association with wrestling? Does he have any books or possibly
Of course. We'll plug that next week.
Podcasts that he could get, could people like listen,
Yes.
hear Carl first?
He's going to tell you all about it.
Where could they do that?
At
Where could they do that,
WrestlingObserver.com.
right? There we go. Was
Well,
that so
duh.
difficult for you?
I said our own Carl Stern. Where else would he be?
You may want to
Maybe he'll take over
his
PW
show.
Insider with Mike Johnson busy.
You can take over Wrestling Observer Live soon.
So here is the lineup for these Tokyo Dome shows. Boy, have we got a lot to talk about. It is Zack Sabre Jr. versus Shota Umino for the IWGP World Heavyweight title. That's the main event of the January 4th show. Zack Sabre against Shota Umino. Yes. We have got Naito and Hiromu with nothing on the line but pride. We have got David Finlay versus Yota Tsuji for the IWGP Global title. We have got Doki against El Desperado for the junior title. Never Openweight champion Shingo faces AEW International champion Takeshita in a title-for-title match. Someone is leaving with 2 belts. Indeed. Hiroshi Tanahashi will face Evil. Ren Narita versus Jeff Cobb, Oiwa, and El Phantasmo 4-way for the New Japan World TV title. Mayu Iwatani against Azumi for the IWGP Women's title. A 4-way Tokyo Terror ladder match. Tokyo Terror. Kushida and Kevin Knight versus Robbie Eagles and Kosei Fujita. TJP and Francesco Akira versus Clark Connors and Drilla Maloney. 4 teams in a Tokyo Terror ladder match for those junior tag team titles. And we have the New Japan Ranbo. The New Japan Ranbo, where the winner will get a shot at the IWGP World Heavyweight title. Who could win that Ranbo? Well, it could be anybody. But what I do know is this. If Zack Sabre Jr. successfully defeats Shota Umino, which I expect to happen, then on January 5th, he will defend the IWGP title against that geek, Ricochet. He's going to put the geek in IWGP, International Wrestling Geek pre-title, if Ricochet can win that belt. Kenny Omega faces Gabe Kidd in a match that has not been promoted, not only not promoted, not even acknowledged on AEW Dynamite. We don't know when he'll wrestle again, they said. Shota Umino versus Claudio Castagnoli, which could be an IWGP title match if Shota wins, which I do not expect to happen. David Finlay, Brody King, Yota Tsuji, Jack Perry. The winner of Shingo and Takeshita defends all the belts against Ishii. Great-O-Khan and a mystery partner against the Young Bucks. Who could that be? We have got Mercedes and Mina Shirakawa double title match. A Lucha Gauntlet featuring 4 men from CMLL and New Japan, but we don't have any idea who. Dustin Rhodes and Sammy versus Kanemaru and Sho. And the Women's International Cup. What in God's name is this? Persephone, Momo Watanabe, Willow Nightingale, and Athena. And that's the lineup for these 2 big events. Right?
Great job running them down. It makes me really excited to listen to your shows as you go through 18 hours of both of these shows.
Oh, yes. How much time do you think we have on this show? I hit my breaks. Do you understand? We could talk more about it if you want to. What the hell's there to talk about? Like, what's going on with this Wrestle Dynasty, this mystery show? That was the weirdest thing ever on Dynamite. We got a show coming up on the 5th, even though it's the 4th. We're going to tell you one match on it, and we're not going to tell you how to watch it. See you then. That was basically the promotion of Wrestle Dynasty on Dynamite.
You know, they were shooting big. They got that stadium in Australia initially. They had planned this show last year, making it a big thing. And, sometimes it doesn't always come to fruition, but hopefully the shows themselves are good.
Back in a moment, Observer Live.
Arrived in AEW, I really think it's elevated the women's division. And it's not to talk badly about the rest of the women, but you've elevated the women's division.
I mean, that's why I came here to AEW.
Right.
To put women's wrestling on the map, to make women's wrestling global. And now we are coming to Globe Life Field next year. And women's wrestling has just been better than ever, and I just love being here in AEW so much. I feel like our women's division is one of the greatest women's division in the entire world.
Very cool. And this event is so big, it is a destination for fans all over the world to come here. It's going to be not only an event on pay-per-view, but it's going to be an entire week of things for fans to do. So This is our big event.
Let's go, guys.
What we've done in 5 years. Yeah. It's very humbling to be here. I get emotional because I think of what AEW's given me. You know, the wrestling industry, when I first started, I think about what the wrestling industry kind of like represented. I saw a lot of, it can chew you up and spit you out and leave you with nothing. And I was really nervous starting my career because I didn't want to be chewed up and spit out and left with nothing. But when AEW started, it felt like a family. It felt like a place that could take someone like me and make something out of it. You know, a lot of people are very consumed with their public image, and they care so much about how they're perceived to the public, but inside they're dying. But the cool thing with AEW is I can look at myself in the mirror and know exactly who I'm looking at. This company gives me so much. They let me do what I want to do out there in the ring in front of all of you, and they let me do what I want to do in my personal life. I am climbing Mount Everest in April. And I'm going to take that AEW flag and I'm going to plant it on top of the goddamn world and remind everybody what AEW is capable of. And then when I climb down from that mountain, And when I climb down from that mountain, I'm coming to Globe Life Field. And as a whole, AEW as a family, we're going to remind the world exactly what this company is capable of. Because it doesn't happen with just us. It happens with every single one of you. We wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for you guys. So thank you for coming out. Thank you for continuing to show the love.
Old BNM Caper here on the chat has a great idea. He says, when Ricochet wins the belt, do the side plates on the belts now have pictures of geeks? Excellent idea.
You're still on this one?
Excellent idea. How many geeks could we get pictures of to put on the side of that IWGP title?
After Wednesday night, you're still on the geek thing.
Well, I mean, he is still a geek, but he was an angry geek. Even Vinny pointed out, there's nothing worse than an angry geek. Yes. I like his geek gimmick.
Well, the glasses never fell off the entire time he was stabbing him up, so
very impressive.
That.
Very impressive. You know, only geeks wear glasses, right? And suits like he was wearing? Yeah. Someone come up with 4 geeks that we could put on the side. I'd have to see how many side plates are on this new belt.
Now, what kind of geeks? Are you talking like Barry Horowitz geeks or
No, I'm talking actual,
geeks?
like, good God, this person should, like, Ava should be there for sure.
Biting the head.
May as well
off
put
of
4
chickens?
Avas on the belt, actually. Might make things easier.
If you were playing a slot machine and you hit 4 Avas, what do you get out of that?
If you hit 4 Avas, they just take all your money.
I was going to say, do you just have to give them money?
It'd have to be something stupid. Can you imagine? I can't even do it again. I cannot recap that segment they had with the Heritage Cup and Booker's reaction to it. I didn't even mention, like, there's a clip on YouTube. You can go up. It's free right now. You can see my recap of it on the Bryan and Vinny show. I didn't even mention, okay? Do you remember when she screwed Eddie Thorpe 6 ways from Sunday and he finally had to pretend to be injured to get himself? You remember all that?
Yes.
Do you remember that when that happened, he was in a match, a qualifying match, and he got screwed? And he kept going, I got screwed. And you remember what she said over and over? The referee's decision is final.
Final.
Remember she kept saying that? The referee's decision is final. Well, now Lexis King wins the cup on a DQ. And then she claims, well, I've been doing a lot of research into the rules of the Heritage Cup. And I'm not sure it changes hands on a DQ. And Lexis is like, bro, I won. The referee's decision is final. And what does she do? Oh, well, this time the referee's decision isn't final. She gives the cup back. She didn't even say, like...
There he goes. There you go.
I gotta stay calm. If she just said, I'm holding up the title pending a rematch, it's stupid, but fine. She actually reversed the referee's decision, which just weeks ago she said was final. God. I've been researching the rules. No, she's much worse.
But that's the vein she's in now. She's in that class of authority figures in professional wrestling history, whether they're booking her that way or not. She is sliding into Jack Tunney territory. She's not in a proper executive like James J. Dillon or somebody like that.
God.
Nick Bockwinkel, WCW.
Then there was that week where, I remember Lola Vice wanted to fight. She goes, I can't let you wrestle twice on the same show. And then the next 2 straight shows, she made Axiom and Nathan Frazier wrestle twice on the same show. I mean, come on. Everyone keeps going. What about Stanley Blackburn? What?
Oh, no, he was the worst.
Nobody is worse than Ava.
No, he was pretty bad. If she gets longevity, she might hit Stanley Blackburn territory. But maybe this is a big labor angle you're missing, because when Javon Evans shows up with a wrap around his head, jaw broken in 74 different places, and all that other stuff, maybe that's what they're leading to. Because why else would you promote a match with him for next week?
I don't think it's a match. I think he's just going to be there. And I'm the biggest fan of Javon.
He's got a broken jaw with his wire.
If he's there next week, that is so stupid, okay?
Especially if he's cutting a promo, that's stupid. He can be there, but, like, what is he going to do? He can't wrestle and he can't talk. He's going to sound like Kanye West through the wire cutting a promo?
I'm just going to hit somebody with something. I don't know.
With the Heritage Cup that he finds for some reason, because why not?
As of right now, Cody Rhodes slated to be John Cena's last ever WrestleMania opponent.
Oh, boy.
Confirmed in The Observer. That is the plan, unless The Rock decides to just show up and be The Rock.
Can you imagine The Rock and Roman Reigns on one night and Cody Rhodes and Cena on the next night? The amount of ham. Oh, my God, the amount of playing to the crowd and the fake tears and the looks on the face. I mean, I love pro wrestling emotion,
and also,
but my God, it'll be on high for those 4.
The amount of money, if those were your 2 main events.
Amount of money.
But why would you, to me, it's like, why would you do that? Like, if you're going to have both those matches, have one of them this year and the other one next year, and have 2 years like this.
You know why the only reason you do that is because Cena said he's done, and if The Rock, for whatever reason, feels as though, you know what, my body just told me I can do this one more time, and it happens to be this year. Like, to me, that's the only way you do that, because, yeah, you want to spread it out. Even if you have 2 nights, you have so much talent and so much going on where, sure, save a big thing until the next time you need a big thing.
Michael Booble, what are you talking about here? A script for the Royal Rumble?
Wait, what?
With The Rock as 31.
Didn't we do that before?
Well, my big question is, I mean, do we all really think that there's a script for the Royal Rumble out in early January?
And how did Michael Booble get it then?
And think about this, too. Like, every time there is, like, a big surprise, not only is it not in the script, but they don't even tell the people in the Royal Rumble.
For this reason. So
They're
we're
like,
not talking about it on shows because Michael Booble talked about it.
Number 30 it'll just be blank, and then it's like a big surprise.
Shane McMahon.
God. Dude. I'm more excited about AJ, Big Boom AJ.
Oh, boy.
I wonder if he's called Big Boom because his last name is Bufumo, which sounds like boom. Kinda. Anyway, he's going to be back. Revolution 2025 for his AEW in-ring return in March.
Belt him up too?
Nah.
He's over.
He's over, but you don't need a belt.
Oh, come on now, though. You love
Just
this.
make a new Costco belt for him. Put a big like hot dog on it. You know what I mean? They have that big hot dog they sell for like $1.25 and you get a free drink.
I don't have any Costco's around me.
I bet they actually have that. I bet they've got a Costco belt somewhere that they could get. Big Boom AJ defending the Costco title.
What would be something, though, with the way the WWE does things? I could see WWE inking a deal with Costco so that it's the WWE Costco Championship belt that he would have to hold.
Well, NXT Level Up is no longer another show. In addition to WWE LFG is in line to fill the void.
Can I tell you the one reason I'm going to miss that show?
Level Up?
It's the only place you can see Kendall Gray.
I'll miss Level Up because I won't. The amount of times I was like,
What?
Who is this person? And they go,
By the way,
they've been on Level Up.
We're a week removed from that. You're just finding this out now?
Well, it's in the Observer. It was on the front page today. The thing about Level Up, it's just...
Look, it's not a bad idea to extra content. It's not a bad idea to have people who are not ready, like your
I don't have a
Grazer,
problem with it.
And then just as extra content, nobody's forcing anybody to watch it. It's not like they make a big deal out of it.
But my point is, it was one of those things like the bump that they never, ever, ever mentioned on Raw or SmackDown.
That I'm more surprised about.
I think we saw a couple like with Tyson and Tyreek. I think they showed a couple of clips on NXT when they were going to debut. But as far, like if you only watch Raw and SmackDown, you don't even know that Level Up even existed. You don't know that the bump even existed. These things are just like mystery things out there in the ether for the sickos. Yes.
Well, I was surprised that they didn't make a big deal out of the bump when the WWE Network started. You heard, what was it, Megan Morant, I believe her name was, and they had a couple people on that show. And I would have figured with the network, they were going to make it like a Good Morning Football or something like that on the NFL Network or one of those types of shows where there was a block between 10 and 12 every day where they did all of this sort of stuff and then took that content and farmed it out throughout the day on social media. And, you know, in a way, I guess they did in the fact that it was on, but they never drove people to it or made a concerted effort to say, hey, check this show out. It was just one of those things where, okay, we're going to talk about somebody on the show cutting a promo about it, but we're not going to push it at all. It was just, again, they used it as, I guess, just farming content too.
Should mention that SmackDown moves to 3 hours tonight at the Footprint Center in Phoenix, Arizona. That's the name of the building.
Booting your ass 3 hours long again.
Alicia Taylor is going to be moved to Raw, and Lillian Garcia will be on SmackDown for now. So apparently this is all very important. It's very important that we switch the ring announcers from one show to another. Well, it's one of those things they do for the sake of change, which I guess is cool.
Not a bad idea. Switch it up every 6 months. Look, it's not like anybody's losing a job. Just go ahead and cycle them. You're doing it with the announcers anyway. You got a shake-up coming with the announcers as it is. We're probably going to get maybe a tweak on the set. we're getting all these things that are happening here with these changes, so you might as well go ahead and do it now as opposed to just randomly doing it after WrestleMania.
I like Shy Lurker's idea. That Costco belt should be a pack of 12. Back in a moment, Observer Live. Just a quick note before this free video. If you click like and subscribe, I'd be very thankful. Okay, can everyone hear it?
Yeah.
There's a mystery bell at Granny's house. She can't hear it. Take off your headphones for a second.
I had them on wrong anyway.
Okay.
I can't get them on right. What?
Take them off and listen.
You have in your elbow?
Is the fan on a computer?
Nothing.
All right. Well, this is going to be an exciting show.
Gonna have bells ringing through the whole thing, and it's every week. It's got to be me.
Do you have a neighbor that's an ice cream man
No,
practicing out there?
I got a neighbor that smokes marijuana.
I'm sure you do. I guess
Whatever that noise is, I mean, it's still going.
Yeah, it's not going to stop, dude.
Brian, do you want me to get off here and go see if open the door and see if there's anything out there?
You think something's out the front door?
Is it ringing the bell the entire time?
No, Granny, you don't.
Let me in! Let me in!
It's fine. It's fine.
If it's death, don't open the door.
Thank you, Craig. This person thinks it's a stove timer.
Have you burned the roast?
No, I don't have a stove. You want me to just get off here?
No. We're going to barrel through it.
I'd love it.
You're not even doing anything. Granny, Nick says that you've got an old-fashioned analog alarm clock in Terry's bedroom.
I don't know. I got a new alarm clock, battery operated. Is that what she meant?
Well, whatever it is, it's going haywire right now.
Oh, it might be my alarm,
Do you think?
but it's way back in the bedroom.
Don't worry about it right now. But when the show's over, you might want to go...
That's what it is.
Okay.
Solve the mystery.
Is there a reason you didn't turn it off when it started ringing?
Well, I wasn't in there. I didn't.
Duh.
I took a nap. I took a nap and set the alarm. I thought I shut it off, but I probably didn't.
No.
You probably didn't.
That's life.
I would say with a good deal of certainty that you didn't turn it off.
Brian, that's life around here.
Yeah, I'm well aware. I do the show with Dave, too.
Say,
Hear all sorts of things in the background.
did I do that? You know,
Yeah, you did do that.
or I thought I did that, but I didn't.
in there.
I wake up and I see lights on, and I say, I didn't turn those lights on. What's going on?
Maybe the place is haunted.
Could be.
Okay.
It's my brain that's haunted.
Well, I hope not. Instead of suffering through the YouTube chat, click like and subscribe. Back on the show, Bryan Alvarez here, Wrestling Observer Live. Mike Sempervive, also of WrestlingObserver.com. Well, let's open up them phone lines. It's Fun Friday.
You taking an adrenaline shot during the break? What happened? You're some B complex? Man, you're more fired up now.
I am.
Now it's a fun... No, you're not really. No.
1-800-878-PLAY. That's 1-800-878-7529.
It is nice to hear you with some bass in your voice.
East of the Rockies, it's 1-800-878-PLAY. West of the Rockies, 1-800-878-7529. Call right now. Or you can text us 425-780-7566. You'll talk to Daniel. Right? I think so.
Yes. Yes.
Hey, Brian, did you ever find out where or when the bump was? I remember for the longest time you never found it because it was never advertised on main shows. I have no idea to this day. I think it was on Peacock. I think. Honest to God, I don't even know if it still exists. Did it get canceled?
The bump?
I seem to recall it got canceled or something, right?
Well, somebody was let
Who
go.
knows?
They had one of the hosts, I forget his name.
Yeah, they got rid of some guy, and I was like, who's that guy? I never heard of him.
Jensen Karp? No, not Jensen. Who the hell was that?
This guy says it was on the WWE YouTube. I thought it was on Peacock. Oh, it was archived on Peacock.
Yeah.
Oh.
When the network started,
Thank
it
goodness.
was on there, I think. But then they decided no. But they didn't push anybody to the YouTube show, even though I think that was on at a consistent time every day. So who was this here? IMDb.
Matt Camp.
Matt Camp, that's who it was.
Now he's with AEW. I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
What's he do there?
Probably social media stuff.
Huh.
You know who's actually still employed by WWE, and I love it just because he's been around for such a long time especially in the New York area media. Scott Sanford is still employed by WWE, and he'll still pop up and do like random things every once in a while. But an amazing run for a guy who I thought was coming on to be an announcer, and that was feels like the early 90s at this point.
Well, Michael, you're on the air in Rochester, New York. What's going on?
Hey, how you doing, Brian and Mike? Happy New Year to the both of you. And I want to talk about, I've noticed the last 3 times on my phone you were bringing up how on F4W Online, you're talking about how Ava is the worst NXT general manager ever. And
No, Michael, hold on. She's the worst GM anywhere ever. Thank you.
Okay, well, I'm going to get to that. I've been watching wrestling for 38 years, just like you have all my life. And I personally believe that this is a work, that she's doing it on purpose. Because if you think about it, who is her father? Their father is The Rock. And The Rock is a heel that people in the wrestling world don't like right now. And I think that people looking at her as that she's inferior in her job is being done on purpose to get heat on her. Because if you remember, she was brought in at first to be a wrestler, and she wasn't good at it, and they wanted to put her on TV, and thus now they have her as the general manager. I think this is all a work, and it's going to lead to her at WrestleMania weekend getting into the ring and wrestling one of the women.
Oh.
And I think that's what's going on right now.
All right, Michael, thank you very much for the call. Well, first off, I got to make it clear. We got to separate the Ava character from the real person, you know?
There's some intertwining going on
The character is terrible.
Some PWI.
Do you hear me? The character is terrible. The person, I mean, she's really grown on me, but the character is terrible. And I do watch it going, how is this character a babyface? How is this GM a babyface? Like, she has to be turning heel, right?
How has she grown on you as a person? Have you met her? Have you been?
No,
talking
it's
with
just
her? Is there
I.
something you'd like us to know?
Well, the character is just like it has created such a visceral reaction within me that I appreciate the person playing the character.
Fair
enough. They have succeeded at their job.
Hey, you know what? If you're going down that path, that's how Hikuleo comes through the door. That's how Zilla Fatu comes through the door, or something like that. If you did want to go in that direction, that she is doing something or, you know, having some sort of crisis going on there inside NXT that Shawn Michaels and whoever else can't stop, like, that would be a way to do it, I guess.
Yeah, she should be taken out of her post as the whatever she is, the GM. Which, like, isn't that Shawn Michaels' job?
No.
Put, Mr. Stone in that job or something.
No.
But the
Stevie
point
Turner.
is, she
I like
leaves.
Stevie Turner.
That's fine, the two of them. She leaves and becomes a heel manager for a new bloodline in NXT. And she does all the promos. Like, yes, Ava does all the promos. We're trying to get heat here, everybody. And away we go. I'm advocating for this.
Has a manager ever had a manager to do the talking for the manager that should be doing the talking for their client? That would be perfect for Ava. Have her, and then Stevie Turner can come up to the main roster with her to be her mouthpiece. Because Ava, that's the one thing, is she's got a striking look. You know, she does, but it's like she just didn't, she didn't seem to have it, although she had just started in the ring, and they had to force it because she's The Rock's daughter, and they did what they could trying to shield her. But I don't know what her best role is going to be in wrestling right now because, again, she's got a look, but as an executive role on a board or something like that, if you wanted to have that kind of storyline, that might be the best thing for her, where she's not out there, because she is on the main roster other than being The Rock's daughter. I mean, she's going to have a really tough climb, and it might be really tough for her as far as the fans go.
We got this person here says, I know he came out as an EVP, but shouldn't Kenny have done more than just hand the belt to Okada, considering what Okada and the Elite did to him several months ago? Well, that could certainly be argued, yes. But he was playing the role of the EVP. It was an official role that he was placed in at that moment. If ratings are no longer a thing as of Monday, what possible justification is there for SmackDown folks like Cody and others being on Raw? Well, there aren't ratings, but like
deal. Somebody just
Netflix,
paid you $10 billion.
Here's the thing. What are the ratings for? Well, they want to sell advertising, and they want to. So it doesn't matter if they're not traditional Nielsen ratings. Like, Netflix is going to know how many people are watching, and the more people that are watching, the more they can sell advertising for. And, the more people that are watching, well, we're, like a decade down the road, but you're going to want to sign a new lucrative deal with Netflix or whoever at some point. So the viewership is just as important now as it was before. It's just not traditional Nielsen ratings.
Exactly. You need eyeballs no matter what, and people are trying to sell things to people with eyeballs, so that's what that whole thing is all about. And again, yeah, this is a risk for Netflix because they don't know what they're going to get out of Raw in this situation, and it's risky for WWE too, but they're getting paid a ton of money. But at the end of the day, Netflix is still going to want people to not only watch Raw, but also maybe show up early, watch something else, or stick in the app for a while and watch something else. So again, we'll have to see how they pimp out their numbers. I know Nielsen's got at least a little bit when it comes to breaking down who's watching the most every month when it comes to Disney and Pluto and Hulu and Netflix and all that stuff. So we'll just have to see how it goes. But there's going to be, it's like the Peacock one initially, when it came to the Saturday night's main event number, it's just going to be a lot of nonsense and a lot of ways to report that number and then, or to issue that number and then to spin that number as well.
The person here says, I live an hour from Clarksville. I had no intention of going to Dynamite next week. But since they announced Omega and a Casino Gauntlet, I actually bought tickets for me and a casual friend who goes with me sometimes.
It's Clarksville.
Will he take the last train?
Stop monkeying around.
What else do we got here? What's a good workout for us marks wanting to get in shape?
Sit-ups and push-ups.
That's a totally different...
Start walking first.
Actually, walking is number one.
Mm-hmm.
Walking is number one. Did you know that I hit my one straight year, 365 straight days of 10,000 steps or more every day?
You showed off the badge.
That includes when I tore my meniscus off the bone.
Oh, will you stop?
It is. I got 10,000 steps the next day. I hobbled so I wouldn't break my streak. Hobbled.
That's where you... Never mind.
I hobbled and hobbled and hobbled for like 8 weeks.
Every football player and amateur wrestler just laughed at you. And basketball
nonsense.
player.
I'm much, much tougher. I've seen some of these athletes.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, the point is, walk first and then start some calisthenics, dude. But you know what? You need to fix your diet. That's the most important thing. Most everyone eats like crap. That's the problem. If you didn't eat like crap, you'd get better without having to do a bunch of exercise. And then you add the exercise on top of that, and you end up looking like this, brother. Huh? Wait till you see me on June 12th. I'm going to be like Rick Rude when he was training for The Ultimate Warrior, and they did all those segments where he was in a big sweatshirt and he's lifting weights and everything like that. And then he unveiled his brand new physique, which looked exactly like his old physique, but they acted like he just totally turned his body around. That's going to be me, June 12th.
That's why you're growing that mustache out.
Well, I'm going to grow the mustache out, so then on June 12th I shave it off, and then my body looks bigger. You know what I mean? It's an illusion. Same with my hair. I'm going to shave my head and my face, and my body's just going to look like The Rock.
Is that one of the tricks? I was not into bodybuilding and all that sort of thing, the muscle and fitness magazines. Was that one of the gimmicks they would use to actually try to show off, is have the bald head sort
Wait,
of
talking about the before and after?
Well, no, any of that sort of stuff. Were there any, like, tricks?
Oh, there's plenty of tricks.
Right? Okay.
Well, first off, you slump in the before picture, and you make sure you've had no sun, and you make sure you haven't shaved your body, and you make sure that your hair is long and disheveled, and you have a beard. So then your head, it looks bigger, and so now your body looks a little smaller in comparison, but you're also fat, you know what I'm saying?
Do you also not cut water?
Even if you lose a little bit of weight, well, then you stand up tall and you suck in your stomach, and then you shave your face and head so your body already... It's just a gimmick. But this won't be a gimmick. You're going to see, everybody. You'll see. Disney Plus and Hulu track your ISP. Oh, we're still talking about this?
No, from yesterday?
Nah, this was from a while ago, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
10,000 steps with a torn frickin' meniscus. Damn right. Yep.
What, did you just send that to yourself?
4.8 million steps in 2024. So
how many?
This year I'm going to hit 5 million.
Oh, man, Lance Storm's got like 7.5 right now. Come on.
No, he had a rough year.
No.
He'll get back to it. But it was a rough year.
Actually, yeah, it was. That's 2025, new things. It's got to be better this year.
Brian, are your eyes dilated? When you froze for a second, you look like Puss in Boots doing the sad eyes. No. I have the blackest eyes of anyone I have ever met.
If when we meet, you will.
They are technically brown, but in fact, they're so brown that you cannot tell my pupil from the rest of my eye.
Oh, man, cold, just like your heart.
See that?
Oh, ah!
Get in there, Jared.
Ah! Ah!
I can't hold this forever, brother. There we go.
No!
Fun Friday. That looked horrible. I was so disappointed the other night when the camera was blurry and I told Jared to fix it, and then it became clear. All right. Back in a moment. Observer Live.
Excuse me, the twins, and yeah.
He stole your tights and he stole your move.
God, I didn't realize we had to come back on the air.
Yeah.
Well, here we are, everybody. It was a fun Friday. Thank you very much for the one caller. Really appreciate that here today. Luckily, we had literally
nothing to
4
fill the time
text
with.
messages as well.
Jesus.
It's the beginning of the year. I am thinking, everybody, so listen very carefully. Don't turn the show off right now.
Yeah, say this is what they're waiting on.
I am thinking, what day are you for sure not here?
A Tuesday for sure, no.
All right, and possibly Monday?
Possibly, depending on the weather on Monday, but Tuesday seems to be a Comcast planned issue that might throw me off the show, which will make some people very happy.
Well, listen, I'm thinking that even though we would, it would be the day after the Raw on Netflix, the Netflix debut, I am thinking that Tuesday may be the annual prediction show. That's what I'm thinking. I won't do it Monday. I'll either do it Tuesday or I'll do it Wednesday as the big lead-in for After Dark.
I say Tuesday might be the right day to do it because you are probably going to do a 17-hour Wrestling Observer Radio with Dave talking all about Netflix and how this is different than cable on Monday night / Tuesday morning. So this might be a nice break.
Well, I'll tell you this. Tune in Monday and follow me on X at Bryan Alvarez, and I will let you know when the prediction show will be so that you are prepared to call in with your prediction. I'll read the previous year's predictions. We'll find out if there are any prognosticators or fools, who the grand prize winner will be, etc. So that'll be either Monday, Tuesday, or either Tuesday or Wednesday. I will not do Monday. I'll make sure you guys have one show to prepare. So listen on Monday. That's what I'm saying here. And also subscribe to me on X because we're doing a subscriber-only Q&A today.
Make sure you're prepared.
Any questions you want, ask me on X, and I'll go through them all today.
Ask him why he doesn't talk about the Adam and Mike Big Audio Nightmare, the special preview of the Tokyo Dome, up on the site right now.
Well, you should listen to it now, everybody, because the Tokyo Dome is actually taking place later on tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, midnight Pacific, 3 a.m. Eastern. So we'll talk about all that Monday, this weekend with Vinny and Dave and more. Check it out. Talk to you next time, Wrestling Observer Live.